My name is Zach Watkins. I am the lead singer, songwriter, producer for alternative R&B group The FEY. I've been doing these podcasts and stuff for a while now. Basically, just wanted to connect and stuff with other artists and stuff like that I've been like touring with or touring in the same cities, artists, other producers, songwriters, and things that I've met over time. And it kind of started as this thing where basically I was wanting to be a little bit more informative about just like independent artists and the struggles and stuff with independent artists and all the things we got to deal with and all the mud we got to climb through. Then I took like a year off. Basically, I took like a year off music period, kind of in a sense. Kind of jumped back into it, man, and really just kind of wanted to connect again. But I want to do it this time with just cool people, cool influences and stuff that we know, that I've known for years, or that I've just recently met. Right here is longtime friend, brother, basically, David Trevino. It's crazy, I don't know what to call you that. David Trevino.
My nickname.
Flaco. So.
Damn, that's all the intro I get?
No. Still going. This is David Trevino, man. He is a barber / hip hop recording artist. And it was crazy. We just had a conversation with a couple guys here that I feel like he's trying to retire at an early stage. I know personally I'm very hurt, and I remember the last time I mentioned something about him rapping or something. He basically messaged me saying, "Don't expect me to come in there and start rapping." So I knew it was a distance, and I hadn't really said it yet until when you said it back to me. I was like, "Oh man, I can't even try. I can't even honestly try." I'm gonna let him know, man, right here, right now. He's not going anywhere, man. He will be around still. He will be around soon. I promise you that. The dude is a mastermind hip hop artist, especially lyrically, just style, swag. But aside from that, man, family man, barber. The dude is just an overall good dude, man. So David Trevino, Flaco. So the connection actually with Amir, man. David actually was the barber for Amir while Amir was here in Nebraska. Amir is a Husker superstar, football, now NFL player, amazing talent on the field, man. There's no doubt anybody misses that or have not seen that. If you know football, if you're in football, you understand. You know who Amir Abdullah is. Outside of that, man, the dude is a very, 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 very talented artist, and that's one of the biggest things I loved about him. Was honestly when I started to see his art and see his photography and his film, man, I was like, oh shit, he's the real deal. Yeah. And that's honestly to me was one of the things I've always struggled with when I was playing sports and stuff was it was so hard to present your art, present your style, that side of things, because the minute you did it was like, oh well, which one do you take seriously? If you're an athlete, we want you to be running the field every single day. Zip your mouth, shut up, and play football type shit, And then if you're an artist, it's like, oh, well, then that's your thing. You should never be playing sports. Don't pick up a ball. And I know me and you both. We were on both sides. I got my little college credit playing basketball. I got a little bit of that, man. Matter of fact.
Real quick, while he goes over there, another thing that I will say about these two. Of course, I was kind of like the person who kind of mediated them meeting or whatever, but
Norfolk one?
just because I see them both as really, really great artists and just really good people and genuine, loyal friends. They're there whenever you need them to be, really. And just over the years, this guy here. Just over the years, we gained a real good connection and real good rapport, and I love both these dudes to death. I consider them really, really good friends before anything, more like family, like Zach was saying earlier. But yeah, before anything, just good people, even before the art. You know what I'm saying? Before them being athletes or anything like that. Just overall good dudes. People wanna hold you so high in a certain light that the one that they don't find you to be as loving towards or as passionate towards, they want to kind of dim that one a little bit more.
So I'm glad you said that. So do you feel as if an athlete can't be as passionate about sports as much as he is about art, or an artist can't be as passionate about art as he is about athletics? Especially and see, that's why it's so good to have you, because especially on the professional realm, for instance, like a guy like Amir, right, who who, spent his entire life building up to this point where he is now, on the professional field, on that level of things. And so obviously, again, most people when they hear that name, they, and if you do know Amir, you hear that name, that's first what you think of. But do you feel as if his passion is more so for sports than it is for art?
I think it can change over time.
Okay.
I definitely think that at the beginning of it all, his passion was definitely football. But I think when you start to, and I can't really speak for him, but eventually, and I always used to joke around with him. We used to joke around with him at the barbershop and ask him, you know what NFL stands for, right? Not for long.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
they said that what the year is 3 to 5 years top NFL, something like that.
And he's a 7-year, going on 8-year vet in the league. You know what I'm saying? And he's still young. He's super healthy, and you know what I'm saying. So eventually, you're gonna want to fulfill any sort of pre-void that may be there with something else that you love to do. And I've known Amir for so long, and just by talking to him and learning some of his interests, I've been seeing his artist side. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is not just something that he does as a pastime. He's actually passionate about it.
It seems to me, like from what I've seen of him, videos and stuff that I've seen of him, it seems to me it's so much of a meditation for him. He like, to me, he seems like he's very like spiritual when it comes to that, and he uses art as like his meditation. And honestly, again, I'm a little bit of years of sports. Okay, I mean, you understand how stressful it can be to be on stage like that. On an aggressively, football, because it's an aggressive sport, it's a violent sport,
Right.
And so honestly, I can see why, having a meditation of some sort. I know there's probably a lot of pro athletes who basically use something as their release, But to me, that's what I've always said. Feel like I saw Amir, like it was like his release, I know John here was basically telling me like he really likes to go to Northwest and shoot that scenery, and I told him that's like Amir. Amir is like, that's what I've seen of him all the time. Like, always around the ocean, always whatever, big, huge landscapes, the photography and all that stuff.
Rich places.
Yeah. Places you might get into.
Right.
But, that's what I've always seen. That's one thing I've seen of him is felt like it was like a meditation to him. But as me being more so passionate about music by far, not even close to compare to the sports. Like I'm not even, honestly, dog, I haven't picked up a ball since 10 years. I would, not even close. And again,
speaking of picking up a ball too, T-Bull's on here. I remember when
he blocked your shot.
I remember when he blocked your shot at the Y.
Real emotion. Hey man, no, I won't do that. Get out later. We'll get out later. I don't get block shots. But no, man, like to me, like me being so much passionate about the arts, and I've always been so much passionate about the arts. It's funny because the high school that we went to and how we grew up, being an artist was kind of the nerd thing. It was kind of the thing you sweep under the rug. So it was crazy, like me always knowing how talented I was at music, me always being into music, me always doing music. I used to literally say that music was my plan B. Knowing good and well that's a lie. In my head, I always knew that was a lie. Music has always been my whatever. But again, in our culture, and where we're raised and how we're raised, not family-wise, but more so with our peers. Sports was what you did. That was what you did. That's how you get the friends that you whatever. That's how you got the girls that you got. Being an artist wasn't a thing. Dude, I played in orchestra band. I played in symphonic band. I played jazz. I went to Berkeley for jazz percussion. All the things that somebody said was nerdy to do. That's what I did, But I was good enough to play basketball, so I was good enough to be in that circle. And so here I was trying to make my identity about sports when really in the end I knew I was the oddball out,
And what's crazy is now I got a question to ask you. When do you think, because I feel like at some point there was a switch to where the artistry became the dope shit.
See,
is that after high school?
Yes, I was just about to say, I think that's not far after high school, but high school is so based around really, really shallow shit. You know, we're all a bunch of kids who don't quite know what life is, but want to try to act like we know what life is. And so, like, high school is so shallow, man, and nobody really saw the value. At least the cool kids, the it people, never really saw the value of what it is to call yourself an artist. You know, we never really valued ourselves as that. You know, that was all based around sports. And again, no matter what school you go to, we went to a school where basketball was the thing. You know, if you want to be the man, like the guys I grew up with who were the men, they were state champions in basketball, you know, and so that was, you know, I think that's years after, you know, when that changes, because that's when, honestly, man, I remember when I first started playing, got back and playing basketball, came back from Boston, started going to school, a 2-year school in Norfolk, still didn't play basketball yet. Joined the audio recording technology program with Anthony Canada, who just just came down the hall here. We was in the same team together. We spent our entire first year of college making music in our dorm room. We went to probably 5 classes, bro. Like, and we were the men on campus. Like that's, you know, we literally turned our dorm room into a studio. I mean, all the basketball players recorded in there. Everybody, you know, that's what we did. You know, we used to travel to Wayne State to like do shows and all this stuff, and that's how we turned into, you know, that's how we evolved to artists. I basically got on academic probation, came back home, didn't really know what I was going to do, and met up with Matt Kirkland, and I know I say his name because I know he's probably watching because he actually was there, but met up with him, and he was like, man, you should just come to Columbus and come play basketball again. Went up to Columbus, started playing basketball again. That's how I got back involved into it. But it was something about it, man. Like it was like I love those guys to death or whatever. But those are basketball players, man. Those they were meant to whatever. That's their love. That's their passion. I always felt on the outside. Like I was like, man, this is not really what I, you know, in that sense. And that's when I started realizing. And that's when I actually came home to Lincoln, went to Union College, started playing basketball there. And that's when I realized I don't fit in with this circle. This is not me. Wearing jumpsuits every day just to try to be into a circle, just to try to whatever, you know, because you play basketball, you're supposed to wear jumpsuits, you're supposed to wear Jordans, just did not fit me. You know, I'm weird. I like clothes, I like fashion, I like weird shit, you know, and that's what, you know, and it's crazy because I talked about that too, like, and that's why I wish maybe was here too again, because I want to know when that level switches for him, where all of a sudden, like, the walk-in, for instance, to the field is like fly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, when does that switch from like you wearing warm-ups all the time to basically like now,
or even just straight like nice suits?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody's suited. Everybody's, you know, on their fly shit. You know, because I've seen Amir's pictures, bro. Outfits is, you know, he's there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like,
they started off, man. You're just professional.
Oh, it was crazy. I wish he was in here, bro, because I wanted to tell him. Because it was crazy, because I went diving into some Facebook stuff, and I saw some Facebook pictures, and I was like, he didn't have it. You know, it was like it wasn't quite there, and all of a sudden, you know, that shift. It's just like it's almost like you can ooze out that art now. You know, you can truly be you.
Part of it, I think, might be a comfort level. Even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For you and I, not even just for Amir, but most definitely, I think some of it might be a comfort level for him. Just because, you know, as a rookie, you go in there, you want to be on your P's and Q's at all times. But now you're solidified, you're a veteran in the league, and you know what I'm saying? You have more freedom to really express the true version of who you are.
Dude, that's such a good point, because that's the same way it is in art. That's the same way it is in music. You know, it's like there's this level of music where you start on, or love, you know, in any art in that sense, but, you know, as a musician, you know, both of us in the field of music, there's this level of music that you stand on, and you start getting stages, you start selling out shows, you start whatever, and then you just constantly put on whatever. Like, I remember there was times I was scared, you know, I knew I wanted to wear such and such, but I was scared to wear it because I was like, I might be doing too much. They might look at me this way, might be doing this way, you know. I leather jean my ass out all day now. I'm leather pants all because I don't care.
This nigga wanted to throw on a kilt before Kanye.
Oh, bro. I was doing the kill so fast, man. I was doing the kill so fast. I'd have rocked it. I might have sagged it a little bit. I mean, but I'm saying, like, in the realm of things, man, that's literally like what it is. It's just, it comes to a point where like you feel confident to lose yourself out in that. But one of the questions I want to really nail into this though, if you notice, a lot of that circle of the taboo within playing sports between things or having both is outside of hip hop culture. You know, so basically what I'm saying is like, for instance, like in a mirror sense, in a place like Lincoln, Nebraska, you know, you play football or you, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even know the other thing. Yeah. When you're a minority, you know, it's like, it's crazy because like, you know, but yeah, so basically what I'm saying was that it's like, so when you're here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you play football, that's what you do. They see you as that. They don't want to see you and do anything else. And a lot, but when it comes to like our minority culture, or just, you know, just hip hop culture in general, and I want to say minority culture, just you know, and that culture of hip hop, it's more so like we understand both sides. You know, we understand that you can rock on both sides. You know that. But why do you feel like it is like that when it comes to like, you know, fans in the crowd? You know, they don't see football players being anything else but football players.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me to answer.
And it's like, tough for me to answer. You know, but I will say, like, to me, it's always felt like, to me, it's like this, like, I gotta be honest, man. It's almost like this subpar racism. You know, it's almost like it's like this thing that like you're black and you play sports. That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to run.
That whole stigma.
You know, you're meant to run. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, and the minute you show something else, it's confusing to them. Like I go to the gym. You know, I'm no football player by any means. I can hang, but I got enough size around here to be looked at like that's what I do, right? And so you get those questions like, you must play football. No. Did I? You know, actually, I'm in an alternative R&B band. What? Why are you here? Then I don't understand. Like, what are you doing in Lincoln, Nebraska? That's, you know, like you're here. You play sports. That's what you do. And you're at the gym. You know, you're black. You're here. You play sports. You should be at the gym. You're supposed to be playing football. That's it. Nothing else. Like to me, I've always felt like, and I've always like, and I just gotta be honest with you, I've always kind of felt like it's this slight ignorance. There's this ignorance that basically says that's what we should be doing. You know, rapping, playing sports, or you know, in jail. That's what it's supposed to be. And so, like I said, I've always wanted to ask Amir that because I wanted to see what he felt about that, and how, you know, basically how honest he was going to be about that.
And I wonder what his perspective would be like, just not being from here. Like, was it a culture shock when he got here? Because Alabama is where he's from, so I'm sure it's all about football down there also. You know what I'm saying? But their population, as far as black people, is higher. You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder if there was any sort of culture shock there for him.
And that's no, man. Can you name one athlete or one artist who's been good at both? I'm saying seriously talented at both. Not like Shaq.
No.
Who?
Dame Dollar.
I was gonna say Damian Lillard. Yeah.
So that's good. So that's a perfect.
He's got really good rap skills.
Do you give him the same rap skills as a level as some of your favorite artists? Would you put him in the same level as rap skills, on the level of your top 100 artists, 50 artists, if he didn't play sports?
If he had better production.
To me, man, it's like, again, he's like the perfect example. He has enough talent to be a rapper, right? You know, he's proven that, you know. But we cannot fully give this guy credit, and we know it in our mind
because of how dope he is at his
What is that?
I don't know.
That is insane. It's crazy. Like, why is that a thing? Why are we so stuck? I mean, because I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking like to myself. Why do I even struggle with that? Like, I'll be real with you, bro. I had to give Amir a chance. Like, I'll be real with you, bro. There's a few times whenever he's posting stuff, I was like, oh man, this dude ain't so good. And I started watching. I started seeing, and I was like, dog, he's the real deal. I'm not playing. Like, he's the real deal. You know, like, and it's like, why do we struggle so hard with like giving them the same credit? And what's more crazy about it is they're from the neighborhood, the same culture that we're from. You know, it's like it's not like It's not like they existed in something else and then all of a sudden came to play sports and now they want to be a rapper. They're from the same block in the same street.
I think part of it is not an ignorance, but more of an arrogance. I was here first. I was here first. You weren't doing this art shit.
That's a good one.
I've been here.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to let somebody in.
That's a perfect one because to me that exists the same way with sports.
Yeah.
You know, an artist walking to the field or walking to the court, you be like, bro,
like J. Cole.
You know,
like J. Cole, go and play basketball.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Could come up here and smash a lot of college, a lot of basketball players, a lot of.
But we don't look at them like that.
Don't want to see them like
you the top tier MC.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll see you pivot the ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just crazy, man. It's kind of sad though, honest, because I feel like it's setting back the culture. It's setting back the culture a bit because there could be so much more growth and more taking over if we would just even ourselves accept the fact that, you know, we're not meant to only do one thing. We're not meant to only have a passion for one thing. You can have multiple passions. You can put your love into multiple things. You can be talented at multiple things. You know, like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what's sad about it because it's in a whole, it's setting us back. Oh, let me ask you this. This is a good one for you. This is a question for you. Do artists ever really retire? Do artists ever truly retire?
No.
I don't think so, man.
No.
I don't think it exists. I think art is one of those like
you can take it from a literal and technical standpoint as far as there's no retirement plan, there's no 401k.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then also if you're an artist, I don't think that ever dies. Just that creative, mind. Yeah. My mind doesn't stop running. I haven't written a rap in I don't know how long, but do you know how often I'll hear a beat or anything? I'll just be in the car with no sound at all, and I'm just thinking of rhymes in my head. Yes. Like I still know how to rhyme very well.
Yes.
Now putting a whole song together and doing all that, I might have to shake some rust off. You know what I'm saying? But it's my mind still is constantly working.
Yeah, I don't ever feel like the artist ever retires, man. There's no such thing. And that's the difference to me in sports, because sports you do retire. Your body physically can't take it anymore. You know, like you gotta stop. You know, and I feel like that's maybe like some of the issue with the whole like artists don't play sports or athletes don't, you know, do art. It's because one, you just keep going, the other, you have to find some stopping point. I honestly wonder how many athletes are still playing to this day who just be like, dude, I'm just getting this check, man. I really do not feel like being here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That has to exist so much more than what we think, you know? And you see them in interviews and they still talk like they still feel it and they still whatever, but you understand it's a business at the end of the day. And at some point you hit that point where it's like, dude, I don't want to be here.